Good morning. So I've been running about 10 minutes so far this morning. Hello, Doug. Hi. Got to try and stay vertical today as usual. This is going to be tricky because of all the leaves. I'm on the creek trail, running towards Ash Road. This should be my quiet trail run. I think that's what I'll call the episode. My quiet trail run. I will be running through the quiet zone. Being very conscious to pick up my feet until I get onto the mountain proper. I have to get through this forest of maples. Once I'm on the slopes, most of it is evergreen. So the countdown begins. On Tuesday, I fly to Europe via Calgary, Toronto, Gatwick.
Time 12. Distance 1.80 kilometers. Average heart rate 138. Workout average pace 6 minutes 39 seconds per kilometer.
Running away from the noise at the moment. Then I cross Ash, and I think I'll skip my water break. I'll just keep going. I just had my breakfast, so I should be okay for fluids. So the maple leaves are just beginning to thin out now. For a while there it was almost ankle deep. I like to be able to see the dirt and what is around it. The leaves bury the roots, so I can't see them. So this is the weekend of the Javelina 100. I have 3 friends running it. 2 Canadians and 1 American. They finished their first 10-mile loop by now. I think they started 6 a.m. It's also the Marine Corps Marathon this weekend, I believe. Sniff, sniff, sniff. just a group of people there. Looks like a hiking group or maybe a boot camp. That's the hiking group. They're doing some kind of warm-up. Hi. 6:38 is pretty fast, but quite soon I'm going to be hiking. I still have to cross one more street. It's one of those uphill where you get dumped right onto the side of the road from the trails. I don't really want to risk life and limb at this stage of the day. I have to stay healthy. Norma had a flu shot, but I'm gonna miss it this year. I used to get them every year. Hello. Let me just get across the street here. Alright, so now I'm on the safe side of the road, running quite a way away from the cars and motorcycles. Quiet trail run. Should stay quiet. Quite soon it will definitely be quiet. I've been thinking quite a lot about prehistory lately. How until the invention of machines and musical instruments, there were no natural sounds, no unnatural sounds, I should say. Hello. Okay, I'm coming by.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
Giving that older woman a heads up. I think I spooked her a little bit because I was talking and she probably heard me talking, and then I was hiking behind her and still talking. So, pretty suspicious behavior. She might have been startled. I have to remember I'm doing the wide loop today, so when I get to the main drag up the back, I have to hang a right. I'm looking for 72 minutes of training today. But I will get what I get. On to Whitaker and away from the road again. The work I am doing with Carl is very rewarding. I'm enjoying interacting with an older man who is not my father. He actually would be younger than my father. My dad would be something like 98. If he was still alive. Let me think, he was born in 1912, so 2012 would be 100. So he would be over 100, my dad, if he was still alive. I think that's how it works. It's not too important, really. Numbers, lots of numbers aren't important. So WestJet are going to be our carriers for most of the trip, and then EasyJet when we get to England, to go from England to Portugal. So I'm up by the resort end of Mt.Doug Park, turning once again into the forest, away from the road. So far so good. I'm going to be coming up to my turn off quite soon. I can see it now. Jackal Productions will continue as usual while I'm away, with the unending flow of video and audio. Hello. Hi, Doug. That dog was as big as me.
Average heart rate 141. Workout average pace 7 minutes 6 seconds per kilometer.
That's 7.6. That's still a minute faster than my expected average pace by the end of this outing. All I have to really remember is 10 minutes at the beginning of this run was silent to you. I could always check nearer the end. So I'm gonna be listening out for 46 minutes. And that should give me the 36 that I need. I'm going to be concentrating a fair bit now, so the verbiage will diminish. Still no mud. Good. Just lots of wet tree roots. Some of them as thick as my torso. Sad news about Susie's mother dying. I guess we're all at that age when our parents are getting close to the end. This is where the trail opens up on one side to a big field where quite often in the summer there are sheep grazing out here. But this is about as far from the road as I can get now.
Time 27 minutes. Distance 3.71 kilometers. Average heart rate 140. Workout average pace 7 minutes 17 seconds per kilometer.
I'm going to be going through the saddle today. This is a run that I have done many times, finishing up at Mt.Doug food market, where I'm going to be buying potatoes and a sandwich. The sandwich is to tide me over until 5 o'clock when I'm going to be eating with Carl for the last time before I go away. This will be my last shift with him. He said something interesting last visit. I asked him when he came to Canada whether his parents came with him after the war. He said no. My parents stayed in Berlin, or near Berlin, and he came over as a young boy in shorts, that kind of age, with a name tag kind of thing. But I said, why didn't your parents come? And he said, oh, there's an expression in German saying that you can't replant a big tree. I think that's what it was, or you can't move a big tree. I guess it's a bit like not being able to teach an old dog new tricks. This trail has been delightful so far. No mud, no excessive noise, no unexpected interruptions. That is the kind of situation that you want to be around you all the time when you run. When you're running a 100-mile race or a 100-mile event, I refuse to call it a race. Nobody is racing anybody other than the first male and the first female, they might just be racing to stay ahead of the runners-up. But the rest of the people, it's a solo effort. And the secret is to stay
1 minute 52 seconds ahead.
in the comfort
Time
zone.
30 minutes. Distance 3.98 kilometers. Average heart rate 133. Workout average pace 7 minutes 32 seconds per kilometer.
Stay in that comfort zone for as long as possible. If you get out of the comfort zone, you are playing roulette with your chances of finishing the event. But the Javelina 100 is my favorite 100-mile race. So much so I did it twice. People up ahead with Doug. I gotta keep an eye on the ground. Hello.
Excellent. Have a good
Hi.
weekend. It was nice to see you.
Take care.
Hi, Doug.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Let this racing guy get through.
Let him run up the mountain.
No. I don't run up this section anymore. Has to be a little flatter.
It's so beautiful
It is.
in the fall. Look at the colors. It's just amazing. Oh, the red. Yeah, well, this walk up Mount Road is so beautiful here. And then we took all the texts that we had written. Yeah. And we ended up today a week ago, right? So the weather was so gorgeous. Like there was no cloud in the sky. And
Very soon I'll be on Upper Whittaker, but there is a little side trail that I have to look out for. Those women are probably surprised that I haven't started running yet. But as a true ultramarathoner, I'm saving my energy when I can, where I can. I think I've heard the half hour, which would mean 20 minutes of recording or thereabouts. There's always the minimal edit would be just to take out the scratchy noise at the beginning of every recording.
Time 15 minutes. Distance 4.21 kilometers. Average heart rate 140. Workout average pace 7 minutes 49 seconds per kilometer.
There's always a little bit of a scratch at the beginning and the end of every file. You can take those out. And then what I do is I look at the entire length of recording, and without listening to it, I cut it into 4 or 5 chunks depending on how much raw tape or raw file that I have. Then I work back without listening to a little bit back from each edit until I find the end of a sentence. And then I make that cut there. Now I go to the other side of the edit, the original edit, and peel that one back to the end of a sentence and make the cut there. That way, hopefully, I might have lost 1 or 2 sentences, but you're not going to get halfway through a story only to lose it. Then you make up the space. You've probably cut off about 2-3 minutes in that edit. So now you know how I do it. Hello.
Good morning.
5 seconds behind.
On this kind of stuff, I don't do very much running.
No. At least it's somewhat dry.
Yeah.
I had a fall 2 weeks ago after the first rain.
Yep, it's tricky. The main thing is staying vertical.
Yeah. And enjoying the scenery.
Indeed.
And breathing in the fresh air.
Exactly. All right, maybe see you later.
You can have a great day.
Time 36 minutes. Distance 4.45 kilometers. Average heart rate 123. Workout average pace 8 minutes 6 seconds per kilometer.
So I had 36. So that means I have 10 more minutes with you. Hello. Excuse me. That was my porridge. Yeah, so Carl and I'm not sure if we're going to have hamburger, but that would just be a fried patty with carrots and potatoes. That might be the best solution for me for today, but I want to try and leave something behind for them for Sunday. So what I might do is subdivide the ground beef and make shepherd's pie with half of it and make patties with the other half of it. So we could have a patty and vegetables on a nice slice of bread. And then I also bought some of that sweet kale salad in a bag. He likes that. I think having been a gardener, he is somewhat entertained by chomping his way through a variety of flavors of cabbage. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Hi. Hi there. Thank you. That was a dog with a branch in its jaws. A moving hurdle. I'd be interested to know what my pace is down to now. I would say 8 minutes. I'm barely staying ahead of the happy hikers. So far it's been even distribution of humans and canines. Getting close to the saddle. This is a traditional hike for me now, with a bit of a run to the jaws. I'm going that way too. I won't be much faster than you, I'm sure. Not till the downside. Coming up on the saddle. There's two triangular obelisks, I guess they are. They look like corner posts, almost as if they were cast in cement, but they're natural rock. Alright, this is where I leave the hikers behind.
1 minute 52 seconds behind. Halfway to your goal.
Halfway to my goal, running through the saddle, 2 minutes behind. On about 4.5K so far. Yeah, I'm gonna make shepherd's pie. Something I can toast for him in his little toaster oven, and then he can microwave it to heat on Sunday after church. He's a German Christian, a Catholic to be precise, from East Germany, or what became East Germany after the Second World War, which is now back as part of the new, fully enlarged Germany. As I go past the cave, yeah, shepherd's pie. Tomorrow, patties on a bun for today, and kale salad for 2 days. But if I do buy the potatoes at Mt.Doug market, then I can make the shepherd's pie before I go.
Time 42 minutes. Distance 4.98 kilometers. Average heart rate 141. Workout average pace 8 minutes 26 seconds per kilometer.
Hello. Hi, Doug.
Molly, out of the way.
Hello.
No.
Running. Sorry.
It's okay. Happy dogs don't bite. Yeah, that dog was quite happy. I think they might have been more concerned that the dog would just keep running with me. That often happens. The Canine Collection Agency. Just getting to the top of the glory zone, coming in from the side. I was going to track this on 2 tracking apps, but I decided against it. The one that I use normally shares to Strava and Runkeeper, I believe. Hello. Alright, this is where they are planning to do their trail improvements. But at the moment, it's just a parking spot for gravel and backhoe diggers. So I'm going to be seeing my older brother on Wednesday. Maybe even Tuesday. I'm not sure what day we arrive. Probably Wednesday morning. Having spent the entire Tuesday in transit. I think we have a 6-hour stop over in Toronto, but I was trying to make a meetup with my friend Alan but we would be in the secure zone, and it would mean checking out of the airport to meet him. We would have had to go back through security again.
1 minute 35 seconds behind.
Come on.
Time 45 minutes. Distance 5.41 kilometers. Average heart rate 134. Workout average pace 8 minutes 18 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, so that's gonna work. 8 minutes 18. I could easily make that up. The other thing I was listening for was the time. That was 45 minutes, which means I have about 35 minutes recorded. So I will say goodbye to you pretty soon. Not quite yet. Hello. Thank you.
You know, and then I look at like
Take out your
Hello. I almost picked up 3 dogs then. As I run down Glendenning, I will take you right the way to the bollards and hope that I have the 36 minutes that I want. As I say, there's always that tail and end clipping that I do. We'll see. I might be lazy and just post the whole raw file as is. I did bring my point and shoot camera, so I might do a little video in Beau Park, which will give me maybe 2 or 3 more minutes if I need them. So this is the running jackal exiting his favorite park in North America for well, I'm still going to be running, but you're not going to be listening to me. Hi.